Hi, I'm Mike Swetman of Morpheus, and I'm in Manchester today, joined by Dave Hall of the Ideas Centre. Welcome, Dave.
Absolute pleasure.
Dave, tell me a little bit more about the Ideas Centre and your approach to innovation.
What we do at the Idea Centre is we help organisations break free from the constraints of conventional and traditional thinking. Organisations inevitably, in the way they make decisions, lock themselves into a world of what is, and they get trapped, and everything is taken, every decision that's ever made is made through that prism of the world of what is. What we do is recognise that, understand the blockages that trap you in there, then introduce organisations to techniques that will allow them to escape those blockages, to release the potential and to drive the innovation process. Without it, you're trapped in the world of continuous improvement, and what we're all about is discontinuous improvement on top of the essential continuous approach.
Fantastic, and that's certainly something that's resonating a lot of our the businesses we're working with at the moment, Dave. What really struck me also today, was the depth and breadth of the sectors represented in the room here in Manchester. We had banks, we've got insurance companies, we've got law firms, we even had a couple of forensic scientists.
Absolutely.
It's obviously got very broad and current appeal, innovation. Tell us how, though, you make your message stick and resonate with that broad cross-section of businesses.
Well, it's interesting stuff, because we're dealing with the way people think about what they do and the way they operate within the organisation. It's almost independent of sector and size of organisation. People get trapped for all the same reasons, and those reasons are hardwired into every one of us. What we find is that the techniques apply in any organisation size, any sector. We work extensively with the voluntary sector, we work with hospices, charities, councils, all the way through to the large corporate pharmaceuticals, if you will, and telecoms.
Yeah.
Because the approach is about unlocking the mind and understanding the things that constrain you in doing things the same as they have always been, if only slightly better. We want to transform that to do things different. This is discontinuous improvement. And the approach is universally applicable.
Great. We've had a fantastic masterclass here in Manchester. I understand we're coming back next month, aren't we, Dave?
Absolutely.
End of January. We've got several businesses that actually want to host this session, and I believe it's a techniques workshop.
It is. It's one thing within the masterclass we can reveal to people, A, the blockages, and then B, introduce the techniques to overcome them. But the techniques are really quite unusual. They have to be, because you're overcoming specific things within the mind in order to induce a sense of childlike thinking. So the techniques need to be experienced. And what we're doing in the techniques workshop is allowing people to get their hands dirty with those techniques. I always describe them as like martial arts for creativity, where we introduce the audience to the techniques, then break people into small groups and get their hands dirty practicing the techniques. We've got the opportunity to look at the processes and learn how best to facilitate those approaches. So it's very much hands-on, it's all very much seeing the theory in practice, actually becoming convinced that this stuff holds the key to unlocking potential.
Brilliant, and I'm really looking forward to that event in January. I understand also we're going to see you in February in Edinburgh, is that right?
Yep, that's right.
For a masterclass.
Absolutely so, absolutely so. And what I'm really looking forward to, it's always a pleasure, is bringing a diverse array of organisations together. Because it's the naivety that holds the magic to the creativity. What most organisations do when they're trying to solve a problem, particularly if it's important and strategic, they lock all their experts together in a room, and mysteriously they expect those experts to come up with a fresh way of thinking about things. Never forget, those experts are the guardians of the way you've always done things. And what you actually need, if you're going to introduce creativity to drive innovation, is you need naivety. That's creative gold dust. And there's no substitute for mixing organisations of different types together, because the chemistry and what you release varies enormously from session to session to session. Always exciting.
Well, you've got me excited now, Dave. I look forward to seeing you both in Manchester and Edinburgh next year. Cheers.
Splendid.